Hello and welcome back. My name's Kevin and this is Will at Work. Today we're looking at a rather odd and rare Sears Tele-Games model 80,007. It seems like this is some sort of, I don't know, executive model Pong system. It plays the same four games as most of the other early edition Pongs, tennis, hockey, squash, handball being also known as practice. It does have a manual serve, a button. You can switch your angles, sound, power, speed, and bat size, which is all the same stuff, right? But it comes in this rather sleek unit. The sound comes out here, and it takes batteries, right? 6 batteries, so it's running on 9 volt, made in Hong Kong, 1 watt max. And, it does it all in this compact case, and back here you can pop this up, and you have your controllers, right? And the top of this one fell off because it's probably was glued on at one time, and the glue is long since gone, so that's not going to work. But that can be re-glued, so that's not a big deal if the system works, right? In fact, that cap isn't even the right cap, I think, right? Because if you look here, we've got 2 different caps. So somebody found a cap, stuck it on here, and was like, there's another one, there's your cap, kid. You could, of course, just remove that and play with this. This is the kind of thing, though, that if I had a 3D printer, you could probably make a cap like this and glue it on here, and it'd probably look pretty close to identical if you could match the color of the brown that's being used here. So maybe one day I'll get a 3D printer. I do find it funny, though, that somebody took like an oven dial, just kind of what that looks like, right, with the arrow, and they stuck it on here. Well, it doesn't even fit. I don't even understand the mentality. It's like, there you go, kid. Well, whatever. I don't remember if this was a eBay or a garage find, but it is kind of a rarer Tele-Games model. So we are going to try hooking her up. And we will see if it's going to work or not. Let me hook up the cables from the VCR to the unit itself. We need to put some batteries in here to this guy. Let's go ahead and do that. Tell you what, I haven't used C batteries for anything in forever, and lately, since I've been doing these videos, it's pretty much all I've been using. Not a lot of D's. Like C batteries and the Pong systems were they were a match made in heaven, I think. Sure like to use the C's and not the D's. All right. Let's see. I've got to plug in. Let's at least plug in one of these, and we'll have it on handball. And let's turn the power on. Woo! That is stiff. That might not work. Let's try this. Boy, that is some stiff. These buttons are... That has seen some better days, folks. Well, what do you think? Should I open it up and see if I can free that button? 2 screws there. Might be screws. No screws there. It's like in the battery chamber there's 2 more screws. I'm going to try opening it up. We'll see if we can free this power button and get it to work, because I'd hate to toss this one out. It's pretty old, but yeah, let's see what we can do. I'll be back. Okay, so what I did is I did open it, but the circuit board has kind of been soldered in such a way that it was inaccessible. So I sprayed a little deoxidizer in some key areas, and I was able to get it to work. The sound you're hearing in the background is the static from the TV itself. The tuning isn't great. I'll spare you because this is the same. It's the same game, that we've seen before in terms of Pong systems. So if you go back in earlier and you watch, like, say, any of the black and white Pong systems that were available at the time, this is the same game. It's just in a different case. So it's definitely a keeper. It does work. It's, probably could use a little TLC from somebody that wants to put the time in on it. It definitely needs another cap, but, and these could be cleaned up a little bit. But, overall, minus one cap. Who knows where it ended up? It's a pretty rarer Pong system. Although, again, it is just an emulation of the, or not an emulation, but it's just a version of the same Pong game you can find anywhere. Let's see if you can actually close this while leaving the cord out. Looks like you can. I'm going to put the cord back inside, though. And so, you could have just bought any of the various Pongs. This is just such an executive model. And I find it is so interesting because, like, Sears was selling, this along with all of these other Pongs, and it must have been like a Sears catalog item. And you probably could have had your choice of one of many Pong systems at that time. And, you could just choose which Pong system that you liked based on the style. And, that was what people did, because it wasn't like this came out, a year later or something. It's using the same microchip from 1976 that all these other consoles are using. So all of these things probably came around 1976, maybe a few in 1977. And then they started, you could apply color to these. So, you could get another chip and make them color. But of course, then they had later model ones going through the years. But Pong wasn't, the first Odyssey was set in 1972. So there were some models that came later, but it seems like 76 was the big one for this particular general instruments, or whatever the heck it's called, microchip or semiconductors. I don't know, doesn't matter. Anyway, Sears Telegame 80,007. It's unique looking, does work, it's a keeper. Thanks for watching, and we'll move on to the next one.